There it is. Hey, book lovers, I'm William Sterling, and we're back with another episode of You've Got Red on You. I am joined today, tonight, whatever time you're listening to this morning, with the wonderful Anna Dupre of Anna Rose Reads. Hi, Anna.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited. This is what, our third, fourth time getting to talk to each other in various capacities, and it is always just a joy to get to pick your brain.
Oh, listen, I won't shut up, so you will have to tell me to stop talking at some point.
I we recorded a Robatones episode already, so the chatterbox, like we're used to it.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Um, Before we get into the game and all of the like book recommendations, can we start with you a little bit? I mentioned you've got the Anna Rose Reads podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, that show? What do we know you for?
Well, I'm kind of everywhere. I do a little bit of everything. I'm all over social media, so if you've seen me around somewhere, I was probably there. I read horror fiction predominantly, or speculative fiction, that kind of thing. And I write reviews. I also do author interviews, and I'm hoping to expand that out a little bit more to bring more creatives onto my podcast, Anna Rose Reads. Mainly, it's just been like an author interview platform, but I'm really wanting to, just like talk to people beyond their books sometimes. Like even whenever authors don't have a book coming out, I want to talk to them about other things.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of a next year goal, I guess. Also I do artwork every now and then whenever the mood so strikes. So sometimes I have artwork that you might see here or there. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm kind of like everywhere. I'm on
Yeah.
I'm on Bookstagram. I try and keep up with all of the books that are coming out. It feels impossible, especially this year in September because there's so many good ones. But yeah, that's me.
It's been such a good year for horror. I
It
feel like we say
has.
that every year, or we have been saying that every year recently, but it's so
No,
true. They just keep
and like
coming.
it, yeah, and like when I look at my list, it's like very overwhelming, and that's like such a good problem to have that many options in a month of like, okay, what am I gonna? I feel terrible, but I'm like, I have to prioritize and I have to triage. Like I can't. I wish I could just shove all of these in my eyeballs at once, but at the same time, when you enjoy them, it's like you don't want them to end. So,
Yeah,
you know, tis a champagne problem of ours, I guess.
for sure. Um, the art thing, I want to hesitate on that for a second because I don't think I've seen any of your art. Is it digital art? Is there something you can like do the Chris Panatier thing and just like turn around and grab a massive painting off your shelf out of nowhere?
I wish I do. I mean, I don't have it around here,
Yeah.
but on
Okay.
my social media, I do have pictures of my paintings. I've done two this year. I did one that was connected to Stephen Graham Jones's The Buffalo Hunter Hunter. And then I did one that's kind of tied to Rachel Harrison's Such Sharp Teeth, but also like any like werewolf novel, honestly, like inspired that piece. It's just, again, I don't do art regularly. It is very much like an inspired moment. Like, oh, I read something that has me wanting to make this. So like I'll pick it up every now and then. It is not consistent. I do not do commission work. I wish I had Chris Panetier's talent to just like whip shit out whenever, but I do not have that.
Was that a subtle plug for Shitshow?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Look, that's a great book, and I will plug it every chance I get.
Amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and get into round one here, though.
Okay.
So, I know you're familiar, but just introducing to anybody that this is their first episode. What we're going to do here is we are going to get ideally three book recommendations from Anna. I am going to give her a prompt of some sort. Sometimes they're kind of targeted, sometimes they're really vague and unassuming. But Anna is then going to have 30 seconds to turn around and to dig through her beautiful bookshelf behind her and to find a book that she feels like fits that mold and to present it to us, to give us the short pitch for it. So yeah, uh, are you ready to play?
I think so. My shelves are actually a mess right now, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready.
All right. Oh, that's the other rule. That's the other trick to all of this. In that 30-second time span, even if Anna is thinking of the perfect book, if she can't turn around and find it on her bookshelf in 30 seconds, it doesn't count. So it doesn't look like you are going to be wanting for options here. Um,
Hopefully not.
but pinpointing it, right? That's the
Yeah,
trick.
That's the problem, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I've got the watch up and we'll get 30 seconds on the clock. So, uh, typical starter question here. What is a book that you would like to recommend that does not get enough love? Ready and go.
Okay. I know it's in this cart somewhere because I just moved it. And I know I read it this year. Okay.
Oh no. Okay. So it's in the
Oh,
this
wait.
year cart.
Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it
Oh,
already.
nice.
Okay.
Well
That
done.
was much easier
13
than I thought.
seconds.
Okay, yes. Okay. So, Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi Demeester. They have a different cover for this as well in the hardback. It is like black with a kind of like looks like water or misty feminine outline, like a face outline portrait. This is such a good book, and I feel like it does not get talked about enough. I actually got the recommendation from Rachel Harrison. If you're looking for an angry female read, this is the one. It's got some coming of age kind of themes to it. It's dual timelines, also book after my heart. Part of it is set in New Orleans. I am from Louisiana, so like very much got into that section. There's like a central theme about like kind of like an urban legend, like a ghost haunting, not like a this like entity, this like supernatural creature thing, possible serial killer, really weird, creepy theme park that's been abandoned. It has all of the things, and it is just so good. And I wish that more people have read it so I could talk to them about it.
We are checking a lot of boxes here.
It does so much, and it's not a big book. I mean, like it's like I think 350 pages, not even like solid 300,
Yeah,
and Chrissy just gets it done, you know?
awesome. Yeah, good pick. Because like I am on Bookstagram and Book Talk and the bookish community like all the time, and I don't recognize that one. So perfect.
I don't remember when it came out. I feel like it might have come out kind of like in that COVID area,
Oh,
where it
okay,
might have
okay.
kind of fallen through the cracks, but I don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely certain because I'm even late to it. But no, love that book. Everybody needs to read it.
All right. And one more time, title and author.
Yes, Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi Demeester, and that's Kristi with a K, Kristi.
Awesome. Okay,
Yes.
we're off to a good start. Also, you teed up that you're from New Orleans, and I think I remember this from the first time we talked. Football's back as of recording this thing.
Yeah, I'm
You
wearing
ready
my
for your
LSU
Saints?
sweatshirt. Not the Saints. God, I don't want to talk about them. LSU is a different story. We won last weekend. We beat
Yeah,
Clemson, so
yeah, that was
all
a
is
good
well
one.
there.
Woo. Go Geox Tigers.
There you
Um,
go. You got it.
I know ball a little bit. I know books so much better though. Okay, so let's come back to the podcast again for a little bit. So you said you do a ton of author interviews, trying to expand off of that or expand beyond that a little bit more too, but focusing on the author interviews. So if somebody is wanting to go back and dabble into your back catalog, I kind of asked you this question on the StokerCon panel too. So repeat. But if somebody wants to go dabble into your back catalog, what are a couple of the episodes, interviews, people that you talked to that you just, they were so cool. They should go listen to that
Okay.
episode.
Not to be cheeky, but some of the most fun that I had was the one that I recorded for the Punk Goes Horror anthology that you were on with Liz
Hey,
Karen and Rachel Harrison. That was a really fun one. This year I had a big interview for it felt big to me. I got to talk to Stephen Graham Jones. And I think that that was the interview that I got like the most positive feedback on, that like a lot of people really, really enjoyed that one. So I feel like that's the answer that I've been given. But anytime that I get to talk to a fellow woman in horror, I have like a really great time. So in particular, getting to chat with like Carrie Cullen this year, she had a debut novel that came out. I love that interview. I just released my episode with Rachel Harrison about Play Nice today. That was another really good one. Like those are the ones that like I hold near and dear to my heart. But that's just me being a little biased.
yeah. I see Play Nice on your cart behind you, and I just like very selfishly want to like reach through the screen and just borrow it for a minute.
I wish I
Um,
want to bestow it upon everybody. I mean, I want everybody to go out and buy it, obviously, but I think everybody needs to read it. So,
I've got one of the pins that she was handing out at
oh
StokerCon, but I
yeah.
don't have the book yet. I feel so backwards.
Hey, you can rep
Um,
the merch. It's great.
yeah, yeah. I think she's going to be in Atlanta next week, and I think I'm going to convince my wife and a couple of friends to like go down to the signing and hang out and just like see
Oh,
what
absolutely.
it's like. So
If the one in Atlanta, I think that's actually with Kristi Demeester, if I'm not mistaken, who is the
perfect.
author of my first rec. So perfect synchronicity or whatever you want to call it.
Right. See, everything comes full circle for us. This is amazing. And of course, I'm gonna release this episode after that, and like the kids will be wilding out that day, and we're not gonna make it down there, and I'm just gonna feel like a total asshole. Um, but yeah, the intent is to make it down there and to meet them, and I'll send you a picture and all
Please
the
do.
things.
I will be staying tuned.
Okay, so next book recommendation from you. I'm going to kind of spin this into what we've been talking about a little bit. So, you run the podcast, you do all these interviews, you read all these books for them. From my time running a interview focused podcast, I know that when those episodes start piling up and those books start piling up, you kind of get into this rhythm where you've got to like hit a book, digest it, get the interview done, get into the next one. And you don't have a lot of time to just like sit with some of these books mentally. What is a book that you read for an interview that has stood the test of time? Something about it stuck with you. It turned into that earworm that just wouldn't let go of you, even as you were moving on into some other stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna think about this.
And I need a second to reset my watch, so you get a few extra seconds because we're all cheating here. All right, watch is ready for us. 30 seconds. Ready, go.
Okay. Let me see. Uh, this is hard. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't plan out my interviews super far in advance, and I'm just like, hey, if you have free time, let's chat. Let's see.
All right, we have 10 seconds.
Um, okay. I'm gonna go with this.
Five, four,
I got it.
three,
Okay.
two. All right, what do we got?
Okay. Sacrificial Animals by Kailee Pedersen. This actually came out last year, but the paperback just came out like a few weeks ago, I think, or maybe last week even. Um, Kaylee had reached out to me about, like maybe doing the podcast or whatever for the paperback release. And I was like, yes, absolutely. This book has been on my shelf. Like I've been meaning to read it. And then I picked it up and I was absolutely blown away. I love Kaylee's writing so much. It is very lyrical and like it's just so gorgeous. It's one of those pieces of prose that just like oozes with style and like you have to go back and reread a few lines because you're like, there's no way she just casually dropped that in there and then she did. But for the plot of this story, it's basically about these brothers who have to return home because their father is ill to this kind of like decaying manor set in the Midwest. And there is a slight issue because one of the brothers has kind of been disowned from the family because he married an Asian woman, which was to the dismay of their father. And, they kind of have a homecoming of sorts, and events ensue, is the best way to leave it at that. But it's very modern Gothic feeling. It is very unique. I don't know that I've read a whole lot like it. It's also very gritty. A lot of comps get, thrown around with Cormac McCarthy, and like I can't say that I've read a lot of
Okay,
kind of work, but I can 100% see it stylistically. So yeah, Sacrificial Animals by Kaylee Pedersen.
awesome. Yeah, Cormac McCarthy and The Road, just like I think if I had to turn around and grab something off my bookshelf that stuck with me, like that's exactly what it would be.
Yeah, it's like so subtly like you'll read one line, like one-off line, and it's so disturbing that but it's something about very like mundane about it too. It's I don't know how she does it. I think it's so cool though that she's able to pull it off.
Nice. Love it. And you did that interview or you're going to do that interview?
I did that interview already. Kaylee is like super articulate and like knows what she's talking about. She's like one of those people who's like she's just got it, and it's like one of the coolest things to hear her talk about this because there's a lot of personal ties for her with this book. So hearing her answers about like the points of inspiration and like what she drew upon was really really cool. She was awesome to talk to.
Nice. All right. And then I want to get one more book recommendation from you. Um, I who did I ask this to? I've used this question once before, and the result was fun. So I want to do this again. Can you find me a book that you went into it expecting one thing and then it went somewhere completely different. Because we are all guilty of kind of reading that back cover synopsis and being like, yeah, okay, I can kind of see like where that plot would go, and then just like, no, fucking.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
30 seconds
Okay. Okay.
and go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I mean I have to, I think.
No, everybody's cheating on this show.
I can't help it.
Become the running theme. I
I'm
need to be
gonna
a better
go.
host and actually like hold you all to something,
I don't think that you do. I
but
think
I
it's more
don't
fun
want
this
to.
way. Okay. I have the two. One's a little cheeky.
Okay.
Um because one is actually Shit Show by Chris Panatier. So
Amazing.
I do have to plug this one. This is an art copy, so you can't see the cover of it. But yeah, I went into it thinking it was gonna be I don't know what I thought it was gonna be, but I didn't think it would make me cry as much as it did. I can just say that much. And the short like synopsis of it is it's a latrine technician who's taking care of his sick mother, who basically winds up in the middle of this like conspiracy of people who are going missing around porta potties at Texas fairs. And that's what you should know going into it. You should know no more, no less, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that's Shit Show by Chris Panatier that just came out this week. Definitely not what I was expecting. And then also, I this is kind of like a double-edged sword. This book was everything I hoped for and more, but just not in the way that I thought that it would be. And it's When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. This is the UK cover because I'm bougie, and I have to have multiple editions of like my favorite books. But there was so much in this book that like when I read it, I like sat up out of my chair and I was like, he did that. He put that in there. It was just like the most joyous reading occasion. But obviously, you would think it's very much just like a straightforward werewolf story, but there's much, much more going on. I mean, that's the case with every one of Nat's books, but very much the case with When the Wolf Comes Home. And the short synopsis is that there's a down on her luck waitress. She has a really terrible shift one night, and then she comes home and she finds a small child hiding outside of her apartment, and she like tries to help him, and then she sees this like hulking creature man person, who's to say, coming after them, and then a chase ensues while she tries to take care of this child that she just found outside of her apartment.
I okay, I have so many follow-ups.
I'm ready.
First, I already said this on air when I was talking to Chris, but Chris read the first chapter of Shit Show at StokerCon for his like reading at StokerCon, and it is so good.
It
Just
is.
like everything about it, from that initial hook to the follow through, like Chris. Um, Nat, I talk to Trevor Williamson of Slay House a lot on text and just like calling each other. And it is mildly embarrassing how much we talk about how much we like Nat Cassidy. As a human being, as an author, it's just like he is one of our touch points of like, yeah, Nat did something else and it was fucking amazing. I don't know, we were at StokerCon and he pulled out his guitar and was just like playing a song while he told us the story. Like, what is he doing? I just finished, this is a very long-winded way to say this. I just finished American Rapture today.
Oh
And
my God,
it,
are you okay?
no, absolutely not. So many spoilers for that, but the last 50 pages, I have
Yeah,
never had a throw a book across the room moment, but I had at least 300 in those last 50 pages, and
I
it was
know.
so worth it. Yeah. But I'm texting Trevor about like, okay, I just had this whole emotional roller coaster. I'm also reading Abby Vale's Writhe on the side, not light reading.
Yeah.
So I texted him, I haven't read When the Wolf Comes Home yet. If I follow up these other two with Nat's When the Wolf Comes Home, is that just the end of me? Like, am I done
It
after
might
this?
be. It might be.
And he's kind of warning me against it. Like, yes, this is explosive. It goes 300 places you don't expect. Don't do it right
Yeah,
now.
I wouldn't say not to do it because, like, of course you definitely should, but also just like be kind to yourself, like get yourself a little treat in between and take care of yourself. Yeah, no, yeah, they're all very heavy. I don't know that there's such thing as like a quote unquote very light horror book, and like the stuff that we read. But I will say
Yeah.
in particular, like When the Wolf Comes Home had me like it was his afterword. I mean, this is no spoiler. Nat writes the best afterwards, and then I was like sobbing, not to the degree that I was when I finished for American Rapture. That was a whole different like
Uh,
I need to take a walk kind of like experience. But no, When the Wolf Comes Home definitely like hit me very, very hard. So be kind to yourself. You should read it, but just be kind to yourself.
yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a bonus question here in just a minute because we
Okay.
we kind of set it up, we teed it up for ourselves anyhow. But yeah, American Rapture, my wife is a Reformed Catholic, so I've been like trying to like lead her into some more horror reading. I was like, yeah, let's buddy read this. She's 70 pages behind me right now, and I'm really tempted to hide the book from her. Like,
It
I don't think
there's
this is
no
a starter horror for you.
I forget what it was that like I watched backwards. It was either a TV show or a movie, but like I had ended up like watching like either the second season first, and then I went back and I watched the first, and it was Severance. I had completely had Severance spoiled for me, and then I watched the first season, and that was like a horror show
I
for
am out of the
me.
loop on Severance, so
Yeah. But like I can imagine that would be the same experience knowing what happens in Rapture and like seeing a loved one reading it and like knowing what they're about to go through. Oh my,
mm.
that makes my stomach hurt for you and your wife.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she also like constantly reads it with like the dog laying right next to her, and it's just like,
I did too. I did that too.
okay. But so the other question that we kind of teed up for ourselves is, can you find us a book that would be like a palate cleanser, a happier
Oh
moment?
God. Okay.
Like, oh, let's just have fun with a read for a second.
Okay.
Asking for a friend.
Okay. Does it have to be fiction or can it be nonfiction?
No, we can go nonfiction.
Okay. Hmm. I mean, like off the bat, I am very fortunate in that I got an arc of Why I Love Horror,
Mm,
which is Becky Spratford's basically like love letter to horror through all of our favorite horror authors. And
yeah.
it was like one of the most inspiring reads that I've read in a while. There's also like Grady Hendrix' essay in this. It's absolutely there's no words for it. It's like entertaining, but you're also just kind of staring at the wall after, so there is that horror element there. But like obviously Rachel's essay was fantastic. Cynthia Pelayo's essay was really, really great too. Like that one made me emotional in a good way, like feeling seen and relatable. Stephen Graham Jones closes the whole thing out and he's fantastic. But this is a little, and Almakatsu's too is really great, but this is a little bit lighter in
Okay.
terms of like, hey, if you want to remember why we're all here sometimes after having your feelings shattered on the floor, this is great. It comes out soon from Saga Press on I think September 23rd. Yeah. So I mean a little bit of an early release, but you know.
Uh, all right, perfect. Um, well, thank you so much. This has been so fun. We got a lot more than three recommendations like we always do, but they're, I don't know, it's just kind of the show's thing at this point. Would you like to take a moment to plug anything of yours real quick before we take off?
Well, I want to thank you for having me. I think that this is a super fun idea, and I think that it like it's hard to think on your feet, especially about like what's in front of you. And so it makes for some really fun recommendations. Um, if I had to plug anything, I mean, everybody's doing great work. All the podcasters are doing great work. And I this year in particular, I have felt like incredibly supported by Stephanie from Books in the Freezer and Trevor with Slay House and Neil of Talking Scared and like just all of these different podcast entities that like I didn't know so well at one point, and we've all just like banded together and like help promote each other's things, and that's really cool. So if you are into any of the things that I talked about and you're looking for more of that or like even something a little bit different because we all bring something different to the table, definitely check all of them out. It's Books in the Freezer, Talking Scared, Slay House Presents, also Agatha of She Wore Black. I mean, I could keep going on and on. But yeah, I think that all of these people who are coming together to like promote the same thing, or it's just like really cool. with all that we can, offer, even though we're talking about the same books, we have different takes, and that's really fun to be able to like offer that to people.
Yeah. I recently went through the Angel Down rabbit hole and listened to Daniel Kraus do like 30 different interviews with like all of you people
Yeah.
all over the spectrum. And it is cool how each of you have your own specialty for drawing different characteristics of the same author out or drawing different meanings out of the same story, or you can all hit it with these different perspectives. And it's something that makes this horror community beautiful. And I'm so thankful that all of you are in it, especially you.
Oh, thank you.
Um, One final target for yourself. I don't know why that's the word that came into my mind. Where can we find you?
I am literally everywhere. I've recently decided to like put together a website, so it's www.annarose.reads.com. But I'm also on Instagram under Anna Rose Reads. I'm still on Twitter. I'm hanging on by a thread just because I don't want to lose my place there, like my little handle or whatever. Um, I'm on Blue Sky, which I'm very active there. I'm on Threads, very active there as well, all under the same name. I'm on TikTok. Sometimes I do TikToks, but you can normally catch those on Reels as well on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the podcast is wherever you find your podcast. It's Anna Rose Reads the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Substack, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Yeah. And it's gotten a wicked cool logo since we talked last time.
Because of Chris. This is just a big plug for Shitshow and Chris Panatier. Don't let any of this fool you. This is actually sponsored by Chris Panatier. So
Checks in the mail, Chris. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Listeners, viewers, whatever I'm supposed to call you, the links to everything that Anna just mentioned is they are going to be in the comments. Eventually, I am very bad at that, but I promise one of these days I'm actually going to fill out the details section below these videos. But for now, get back to reading.
thank you so much, William.
Yeah. Where's my mouse?